we were in negotiations.
Investing in real estate, they're winning, they're making money.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Real Estate Educators Podcast, where we provide the education you can build on. I am your host, Kevin Amolsch. This podcast is a little different than a lot you may have heard in that we help real estate investors and we help real estate educators. So if you're out there fixing and flipping, building a rental portfolio, trying to invest in real estate, or you provide content to real estate investors, this is the podcast for you. I have a really special guest with me today. We've never met. This is our first time actually speaking, but I'm excited to get to know you, Jacopo, because you have started super early. You started reading books and educating yourself in real estate and finance at the age of 11, and it's led you to this amazing career in luxury real estate and investments. I know you got your PhD, very well versed and from Italy. So I'm excited to get to know you. How's it going?
First of all, Kevin, thank you. I'm going super good. Beautiful day over here in Miami. And thank you to invite me in your podcast to share, idea and concrete action to your people. I'm happy to stay over here, and I will, with your permission, I will share initially my story. I coming from Italy, Napoli, my city. Grow up in a loving family, beautiful parents and beautiful grandparents. At 11 years old, I already have this passion to understand other human being, in particular, people that have big success in business, in real estate already at that time. But, at that time, I have my big dream. The big dream is, becoming professional soccer. And at 13 years old, I leave my house, Napoli, and I go in different city in Italy where I play professional soccer. 17 years old, my first pain point, what's happening, my career in the soccer finished because I have a big injury. Oh, no. And I need to reinvent myself, what I need to do, what is my next step in life. And what's happening, because I have this passion to understand, to create, I started to inform myself and I open one jewelry shop with money for the government from Italy. I opened this shop without experience, without background from my family in the business and everything. And what's happening, after 6 months, I sleep in the second floor of this shop. Why? Not because my family, they don't want me in their house, but because I feel hurt. And I make the first mistake. I learned the first mistake in business, like in real estate. Never position it, buy something no incorrect location. And I do this, I rented out this place, and I asked to my father small amount of money, to position the shop in another street. And my father gave me 8,000 euro. I remember like yesterday. And not only this, but love and help me in everything. And what's happening, we repositioned the shop in another location. And from over there, I open more than 20 shop, make really multimillionaire company in jewelry space in Italy. And starting 22 years old, my investor career in Italy. First flipping 34,000 euro in Italy, really amazing money for Italy. And what's happening, I really understand after read the multiple book, like One Change Completely My Life, the book from Robert Kiyosaki, the mentality. And from over there, at 28, I see the opportunity over here in Florida because I starting to read what's happening with the subprime mortgage. My business in Italy started to lose revenue, but I will already comfortable. I already know a lot of wealthy people. I create my space over there. But I want something more exciting inside me. I have something, I want more, but not more only about money. It's not about money. It's about something to create, something, the creation, What's happening, I see coming over here, 355 flipping, and I create my portfolio of property where, give me the possibility to travel, enjoy my family, my friend. I go back every couple of months to Italy, go to Dubai. I try to enjoy at the maximum level my life, thanks to
Got it.
real estate.
That's an amazing story. So you got started early on, young. You were young, and it was in the jewelry business. And the transition into real estate, was that because of Rich Dad Poor Dad, or what drew you into real estate to do that very first flip?
Yeah, completely. What's happening, I read this book with the Robert Kiyosaki, and I understand the four quadrant, where you position it your life. And when I learned this book, I see completely my life in different way. And I started to understand theory, the power coming from real estate, to owning real estate. And first of all, I understand, I study, I research a lot, I study a lot. And, I do my first auction in Italy. I remember the street, Via de Vivo number 34. And I make, this 34,000 euro after 3-4 months. And from over there, it's changed completely my vision about my life. And I understand where I want to go, what I want to do, and which kind of power have real estate,
So, okay, so that very first flip, and then did you leave the jewelry business after you accomplished that first flip?
No, absolutely no. I continue and to until now. I have different interests in the business.
Oh, okay.
But what's happening, I completely personally dedicate in real estate, and my father take care about the business of jewelry over there.
Okay. And then I missed the piece on how you actually got to Florida. So what drew you into the United States and then specifically down in Miami?
Yeah, what's happening is this one. At 28 years old, I grew up, Kevin, think about something from less than zero with debt in my account to, really multiple zero, okay? With, this 20 shop I make, really a good number. I arrive at 28 years old where I have the possibility to live comfortable life, the business starting to lose revenue, and I starting to feel, not satisfied anymore to stay in Italy, but not to stay in Italy. In particular, I want to see other opportunity in real estate, and I research through internet what's happening in United States around 2010, 2011, before with
So
2008.
you were in Italy at that time.
Yes, in
Okay,
Italy.
gotcha.
I research and I read multiple articles about what's happening in USA, and in particular in Florida. I go and I study which kind of website they have this kind of formation. I remember like yesterday, I see this website Zillow, where I see with the graphic, the drop about property, like in 2008, property value 500, and after couple of years, 2011 value, 100K. And, for somebody from the other part of the world, you do 1 + 1 is 2. It means that's it. This is the moment. And I take the fly, don't speak English, don't speak Spanish, and I come into the main city, Miami. Why Miami? Because Miami have, beautiful big name everywhere, and I see this drop in the big city in USA. And coming over here and starting my career, not easy, but thanks God, I put my effort, my energy, and I go through a lot of pain, but I make good, good life for myself.
So you saw the values go from 500 to 100 and you saw the opportunity and you jump in. Now, a lot of people, when they see that, they freak out. Like I'm getting out of real estate and you went in. Why do you think that is?
Because I read something really important from the young age. don't go through the FOMO, where everybody they go. If the market go like crazy, go in the opposite direction. Really easy. What this means when everybody they are screaming, they want to buy, I try to stay really pay attention. When everybody they don't want, I want.
So that's where the money's at, not following the herd.
Nah, absolutely not. When and in particular now where the information is completely manipulate. The only way now to understand what's happening in your market is to ask to the people working every day in the market. Now, if you are in real estate, which kind of people working in the market? Realtor, broker, and investor, and mortgage broker. That's it. If you ask to people, you will have the correct answer what you need to do with your investment.
So Jacopo, I've been doing this podcast for several years now, and I got to tell you, one of the most common themes that guests have is this: you can't do this business alone. You can't hit your your success that you're destined to hit without help from other people. So you're saying in order to be successful, you have to ask the experts that are local to that market. Did I hear that right?
100%. This means like what's happening right now, for example, in the market. First of all, we need to understand something really important. The real estate in general, in particular now, is really divided for area and is really divide from neighbor now, and really divide to a certain amount the quality of property and the value of the property. What this means is this one: if you are an investor and you're working in property in Miami, for example, under $1 million, will be not the same response you will have if you ask to people now working in property up 1.5 million. The segmentation is really important to understand. The only way I think so now to understand really the market is to understand, first of all, which is your market, which is your area, which is your kind of property you're working on, and ask to the people that are involved in the specific market, area, and kind of property you work,
So the price point, the type of property, these are the things that we need to be thinking about before we start talking to the locals,
Correct.
the professionals, the realtors or whatever it is.
Yeah, correct, 100%. Because now, for example, I tell my experience over here in Miami. What's happening is this one. In this moment, you know better than me, we have election, everybody freezing in general. Everybody, they don't understand where we're going. But if in this moment you will ask to realtor, broker, investor in similar category, for example, people they do investor they do flipping, but you ask for somebody do flipping under $1 million, they will tell you, everything is completely freezing, nothing is moving, for the problem about interest, for the problem about we have right now. If you ask for people with property, they invest, they resell property up 1.5 million, you will see completely different response, because market is moving, because people they have cash, because people is coming from other place of the United States, continue to coming over here, because property respect California, respect other area is cheap, and they can buy cash when it's moving. The other one, no, and this is really important to understand where you are and what you do and which kind the segmentation you are positioning,
Yeah, they say the riches is in the niches, right? And you found yours. I agree. We're seeing the same thing in Denver. The higher price points seem to be moving pretty well. They're more what I've seen in those higher luxury price points. They're more those buyers are more influenced by the stock market than they are what the Fed's doing and the interest rates, because they're not borrowing the money necessarily. So yeah, we're seeing the exact same thing you are. Now, we talked about niches, and you've talked about that multiple times. Location's important, your niche is important. Your niche is luxury. So tell me about that. What brought you into that segment?
Yeah, I explain, I working like investment in everything where I possible make money. What this means, I do flipping. I do, flipping up with property up $1 million, but to under $1 million. For the broker part, because I am broker too, I try to specializing only in luxury market. What this means is this one. I have two hats. My 99% hat is investor. What this means, I feel investor, I think about like investor, and I share my knowledge to friend slash client. They working or they want luxury. And for the broker sides, what this means, I use different kind advantage I have. For example, when I'm working with client slash friend, a lot of time, if it's a property to buy, fix and resell, I am a general partner or in some deal limited partner. Or if I do like the poor broker, I will add value to people they want to work with me for only one reason. When I acquire some property to sell, I know how working the marketing. I have relationship with different country and different area over here. For example, I promote property in New York, in California, in Italy, through connection I have over there in Dubai. And this is giving me really a big advantage because, I spread it out in the correct way with this kind of property, and two, because in my life I create deeply relationship with multimillionaire and billionaire. When I have some kind of product, a lot of time this kind of product, they don't go through the market but go through relationship. What this means, I acquire property and I already almost have the property to sell because I already understand which kind of property they want, and I flip, or if I do the broker, I connect the two part to sell the property.
This episode is brought to you by Pine Financial Group. Pine Financial is a private lender specializing in short-term rehab lending to real estate investors. Got a property that needs some love? We can help. We are able to offer funding solutions because we raise private money from individual investors. With more than 15 years of experience, Pine offers passive investors an alternative that provides stability, consistency, and security to your portfolio. If you like real estate but want to avoid the ups and downs and effort, a Pine mortgage fund could be a perfect fit for you. Accredited investors will experience an 8% preferred return and profit sharing. Diversify your portfolio out of Wall Street and into Main Street with a Pine Financial Group mortgage fund. Get more information at pinefinancialgroup.com. That's pinefinancialgroup.com. I've never talked to anyone that who's helping foreign buyers, foreign investors. I guess I'm saying investors. They're investing in U.S. real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a question for you, and it's probably not going to be the same answer if I ask somebody else, but just curious from your lens, what are these foreign investments? What kind of properties are they looking for? What are they looking for in an investment?
Okay, think about something. United States, for people coming from Europe, some kind of city, in particular Miami, they see this city, Miami, like a dreaming place. Okay, now from the prospect about investment, you need to think about something. When you purchase something in Italy, for example, or in Spain, the cap rate you have is really low. Okay, I give you one example. I have my property in Napoli, where I coming from. Is a nice area. The property value is like around a couple of $1 million. The rent for this property is maybe 2,000, 2,500 euros.
Wow.
What this means, if you understand this, if you have your money parking in some property like this, and you coming in United States, this is happening in different cities in Europe, Italy, Spain, France, is the same characteristic. When you come in United States, and in particular, in area where you have cash flow, they go crazy because normally, over here, in this crazy moment, in this crazy city like Miami right now, is like you take, property with, for me, it's not working, but for people like them working like a 7%, 6%, and they see value because in their country, they don't have this kind of return.
That's amazing. Like, so, and do they use leverage over there in Europe? Are you able to go get loans?
Okay, completely. This is I have the other day this conversation, with one banker from Italy. What's happening is this one. Europe is really close mind. For this reason, United States, I'm proud and grateful to stay over here because here is the possibility for everybody with money, no money. You have the possibility to go tomorrow in the street and find deal and find people to working with you. Now, in Europe, it's completely different. First of all, we don't have a credit score. We don't have a bridge loan for commercial. We don't have in Europe harmony lender. I told you about Italy, Spain, France, this kind of the nation. And what's happening, the leverage is not the same. You have the possibility to use mortgage, you have other kind of structure to financing property, but is not the same respect Europe. For example, another point really important, if one American want to buy property in Italy, okay, here you have, foreigner mortgage, what it means you coming from Italy, you put big down payment, and you have the other part if the property value, financing from bank or lender. Over there is not working like this. And for this reason, for example, a lot of time when I have a friend / client really wealthy, they want to buy some kind unique product in Italy, I working over here to leverage them, and after with the money coming from over here, they buy over there, and this is the big difference. Really big difference. Europe is really close to real estate. In particular, I told you, no England, but France, Spain, and Italy. Here we have the possibility really to create, to be creative, and to if you are good in what you do and you don't have money, you will find immediately the money,
Yeah, that it's so inspiring to hear this. It makes me feel very lucky to be doing business in the United States. It sounds like it's far easier, far more opportunities. So, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, Kevin, I want to tell you something. It's not really easy.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said it like that. You're right.
Yeah, it's not really easy. The opportunity for people they have correct mindset, a correct knowledge is bigger respect to Europe,
So it's more opportunities when you have the right mindset.
Correct.
Got it. All right, man. Let's talk about your book. I see there in the background, Healthy, Rich, and Happy. I know you're proud of this book. You published author. What would we learn if we read that?
Healthy, Rich, and Happy is the big motivation why I do this is this one. Until now we spoke about real estate, what I love, what I passionate, and this book have one part about real estate with a lot of clear strategy, not only word, but clear strategy to find deal leads, how every day me and my team we find opportunity. But the first part of the book is related to something really important. How I explain, how share before with you, I go to a lot of pain point in my life. And in this pain point, I don't have support. The only support I have is my beautiful family in Italy, where they never, leave me alone. But, I go through this deeply moment where I feel alone, sadness and everything. And what's happening, I understand something really important. To be really success in life, you need to have these three words in this book: healthy, rich, and happy. But you need to create every day the correct mindset, the correct energy in your body. How you arrive to create this is through this method I assembled. I am no, I don't, this method, this information already exists. I only assemble it. I call this method MPBE, where M for meditation, P for pre-activation, B for biohacking, and E exercise. And in the second part of this book, I go deeply in real estate. The reason why I share, Kevin, with a lot of passion this book is only one. My goal in my life for now, when I will die, is to try to touch more life as possible, because I know it's really, really important to have, first of all, a clear method to generate energy inside your body and your mind. And we spoke before about mindset. And after go through, after your dream. And in the second part, I explain, real estate. And Kevin, something I want to share with you is this one. I'm really proud to tell you, in this book, I have, three really important endorsements. One endorsement is one my best friend. The name is Danilo Iervolino. He's a billionaire, innovator in learning education. And another one is Rock Cliff, a multifamily expert at the first big, podcast in the space of multifamily. And the third one is Brent Gove. They are really people, when, they read this book and they understand the power about this book. And for this reason, they do the endorsement for this book. And I am happy to share with more people as possible, not for the egocentric part. I don't care about Jacopo Iasiello. I care about to share what's happening in my life with this method and with real estate to other people, to try to give energy and give hopeness to other human beings,
Yeah. So here's what I heard. I'm going to try to unpack what you just said. I'm actually in a mastermind group with all real estate investors. These are all 8-figure balance sheet guys. They're very, very well off financially, right? And so, do we talk about real estate the entire time we're in our masterminds? No, it's like not even that much. It's family and meditation and your mind and your health and all of these different things. So, what I heard you say is there's really 3 pillars almost, and you have to focus on all 3. And so many of us focus only on the wealth piece. And when you do that, your health goes, your happiness can go. Am I getting the gist of what the book is about here?
Yeah, and normally how you explain correctly, Kevin, is this one. If you don't have something, you don't have a clear method to help yourself, when the moment in your life is down, you feel really, this down in your heart, in your mind. And remember this, we are energy. What's happening is this one. Think about, if you don't have the capacity to another time, try to do one push-up more, but you stop over there, your life go in different direction. But if you have a clear method where you working every day, for example, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day, I do my meditation, my pre-activation, and the other part I explain in this book, and after I go in real estate. I already have my mindset and my heart ready to working on what I need to do. For example, this podcast, this moment, I communicate with you. I already do the vision today in the morning. And this is people, they think about this is a woo-woo thing or whatever. This is reality. This is how big athlete create their life, or a big billionaire, they create their life,
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm trying to get better at and exactly what I'm trying to learn more about. Right now, I'm working on this. So the whole meditation and just trying to be stronger and a happier person. So, dude, I am going to buy this book for sure. Where do I get it?
I have for the pre-order www.healthyrichandhappy.com, where they possible pre-order and help me and help them to spread it out energy, power, and openness, because this is what we need. And try to be grateful every day, and through this to the pre-order of this book, they possible have this opportunity, and the 15 December 2024 will be released to in Amazon.
Okay, well, I hope you hit number one, man. I'm going to after this. Well, not right after this. I have a meeting right after this, but I promise I'm gonna go ahead and get that pre-ordered. And it's only in print, right? It's not gonna be Audible or anything.
Will be audible too, and will be too through a book.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna go through. I know we got to wrap up here. I'm gonna go through my notes that I took. I told you at the beginning that I was gonna try to learn something from you, and so I wrote down some notes. I would love it if you just tell me how I did, and if there's something that needs more clarity, more refining, or if there's anything else, I would like you to tell me that. And then we're gonna get a last piece of advice and all your contact information. All right. So we started off, and you said, you talked about location when we were talking about real estate quite a bit. You said the lesson you learned from the jewelry store at the very beginning was you never buy something in a bad location. So that's how we started off the conversation. Your drive for making money is not making money. It's to make a difference. It's the creation is the word that you used. Go the opposite direction of the herd. That's how you're going to really make money. And that's how you identified Miami as a good opportunity back in, I think it was 2011. Ask the experts. You can't do this alone. Understand your market, not just the market you're geographically, but what's your price point? What's the product? What's the asset class? Really get that down to a niche. I said, I'm very grateful to be working in the US. So if you have the correct mindset, you're in a very lucky, our listeners are US. So for you listener, please feel fortunate because it is not easy. It's a little easier than other parts of the world. And if you have the right mindset, this country brings you some fantastic opportunities. And then we learned a little bit about your book and the meditation and the 3 pillars. And I'm definitely going to buy that. So Jacopo, how'd I do?
Yeah, no, you explain everything correctly, and you have the first part of people they have success. They when I do the same. I write everything to understand correctly if the other human being, share the correct information, and after I ask them if what I understand is correct. Yes, everything you write is correct.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, let's get your contact information so we make sure we don't forget that. And then I would love it if you would give us one more piece of advice, man, because I got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty inspired from this episode. So I'd like to get one last final piece of advice. But first, how do we get a hold of you?
Okay, they're possible find me in Instagram in Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker, where I try to share my method. I assemble at MPB information about real estate as something where they possible try to have good energy to read and see in my Instagram. And the last piece of to share with your audience is this one. The big opportunity, in particular in the commercial space, we will coming soon. Be prepared, because after, if you are not prepared mentally and with the economic part, you will be really, really, disappointing to yourself.
I could not agree more. All right, so we're going to get all the contact information in the show notes. Follow him on Instagram. That sounds like that's where he's posting the most. So you get a lot out of it. I could tell we would get a lot out of following you. So I got to say, Jacopo, this has been a fantastic episode, and I know you prepared for it and you meditated on it this morning, and I really appreciate that. You know, there's a lot of different things you could be doing, and you chose to hang out with me. So thank you so much for that. And for the listener, if you didn't get some value out of this one, this is not the podcast for you. This was a fantastic episode. I know you got some value. Please give us a 5-star review, share it with a friend. We're trying to build a community and help more real estate investors just like you. And with that, I hope you make this day a great one. Thanks. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you did, please be sure to follow and leave us a review. Oh yeah, and tell a friend.